Hello and a very warm welcome to Senior Wise Journey, your trusted companion on the path of aging gracefully and healthfully. I'm so glad you're here with us today as we navigate the beautiful, winding roads of our golden years. Our health becomes our most precious asset. Many of us rely on medications to keep our bodies in tune, and one of the most common is Amlodipine, a trusted ally for managing blood pressure. But are we truly getting the most out of it? Could some of our daily habits, things we don't even think twice about, be silently working against our health goals? Today, we're going to uncover 5 critical yet often overlooked things you must be mindful of when taking Amlodipine. This isn't about fear. It's about empowerment. It's about taking control of your health with knowledge and wisdom. So grab a comfortable seat, perhaps a cup of herbal tea, and let's embark on this vital journey together. Part 1. The Grapefruit Paradox. A wolf in sheep's clothing. Let's start with something that many of us consider a staple of a healthy breakfast. Grapefruit. This beautiful ruby red citrus fruit, bursting with vitamin C, seems like the epitome of good health. We see it in fruit salads, enjoy its tangy juice, and feel virtuous for choosing it. However, for those of us taking Amlodipine, this seemingly innocent fruit hides a significant secret. It can be a wolf in sheep's clothing. This is what I call the grapefruit paradox. The issue lies with a group of natural compounds in grapefruit called furanocoumarins. That's a mouthful, I know, but their function is what's important. These compounds interfere with a specific enzyme in our small intestine known as sabotaging. Think of this enzyme as a tiny, dedicated cleanup crew. Its job is to break down a certain percentage of the amlodipine you take before it even enters your bloodstream. This process is normal and expected. The dosage your doctor prescribes is calculated with this breakdown in mind. Now, when you eat grapefruit or drink it as juice, those furanocoumarins essentially handcuff the cleanup crew. The CYP3A4 enzyme is inhibited, meaning it can't do its job properly. The result? Much more of the amlodipine gets absorbed into your bloodstream than your body is prepared for. Suddenly, the carefully calculated dose becomes an overdose. Your blood pressure, which you're trying to gently lower, can plummet to dangerously low levels. This condition, known as hypotension, can lead to a cascade of frightening symptoms: severe dizziness, lightheadedness, weakness, and even fainting. For a senior, a sudden fall due to fainting can lead to broken bones and other serious injuries, turning a simple breakfast choice into a major health crisis. It's important to understand this isn't a small effect. Studies have shown that a single glass of grapefruit juice can significantly increase the concentration of amlodipine in the blood. And this effect isn't short-lived. It can last for up to 3 days. This means that even if you have grapefruit on Monday, it could still be affecting your medication on Wednesday. This interaction isn't limited to amlodipine. It affects a whole host of medications, from statins to some antihistamines. It's a crucial piece of elderly wisdom to always ask your pharmacist about food interactions. So, what's the solution? The safest path is complete avoidance. This includes all forms of grapefruit, fresh, juiced, and even some marmalades. It also extends to a few other, less common citrus fruits like pomelos, tangelos, a cross between a tangerine and a grapefruit, and Seville oranges, often used in marmalades. But don't despair. The world of citrus is vast and delicious. Oranges, lemons, limes, and clementines are all perfectly safe and do not contain the problematic furanocoumarins. They offer that wonderful citrusy zest and a healthy dose of vitamin C without posing a risk to your blood pressure management. This is a perfect example of how our Senior Wise journey is about making small, informed adjustments for a huge impact on our well-being. Making these smart swaps is a cornerstone of achieving a healthy life health after 60s. Part 2. The Salty Truth. Unmasking a Hidden Saboteur. Next, let's talk about a flavor we all love. A mineral our bodies technically need, but one that has become a saboteur in our modern diet: salt. For someone managing high blood pressure, the relationship with salt is, to put it mildly, complicated. When you're on amlodipine, which works so hard to relax and widen your blood vessels, a high-salt diet is like trying to drive with one foot on the gas and one on the brake. It's counterproductive and undermines the very reason you're taking the medication. Here's the science behind it. In simple terms, your body is a finely tuned machine that loves balance, or what scientists call homeostasis. When you consume a lot of sodium, the main component of salt, your body holds onto extra water to dilute it and maintain that balance. Think of it like this. If you spill salt on a countertop, you use a wet sponge to wipe it up, not a dry one. Your body does the same thing. This extra water increases the total volume of blood flowing through your blood vessels. Now imagine your blood vessels are garden hoses. Amlodipine works to make those hoses wider and more flexible, making it easier for water to flow through. But if you suddenly force a much larger volume of water through that same hose, the pressure inside is naturally going to increase. That's exactly what happens in your arteries. The increased blood volume puts more pressure on your artery walls and forces your heart to work much harder to pump that extra fluid around. This directly counteracts the effect of your amlodipine, making it less effective and, in some cases, rendering it almost useless. You end up with stubbornly high blood pressure despite diligently taking your medication. The real challenge is that salt is a master of disguise. We know it's in potato chips and pretzels, but its biggest hiding place are often in foods we don't suspect. Canned soups, processed deli meats, frozen dinners, bottled salad dressings, and even bread can be loaded with sodium. A single serving of canned soup can sometimes contain more than half of your recommended daily sodium intake. This is where reading labels becomes one of the most powerful senior health tips. Look for the words low sodium or no salt added. Pay attention to the nutrition panel and aim for a total daily intake of no more than 500 milligrams, which is what the American Heart Association recommends for most adults, especially those with high blood pressure. Embracing a low-sodium lifestyle doesn't mean your food has to be bland. It's an invitation to explore a new world of flavor. This is a key part of our Senior Wise journey. Get creative with herbs and spices. Garlic powder, not garlic salt. Onion powder, some paprika, oregano, thyme, rosemary, and a squeeze of fresh lemon or lime juice can elevate any dish. Experiment with salt-free seasoning blends. Your taste buds will adjust surprisingly quickly, and you'll soon begin to appreciate the true natural flavors of your food. Managing your salt intake is a profound act of self-care and a critical step in supporting your medication and your heart for a vibrant life health after STIs. Part 3. A Toast to Moderation. Rethinking your relationship with alcohol. Now, let's address a topic that's woven into the social fabric of our lives. Alcohol. A glass of wine with dinner, a cold beer at a barbecue, a celebratory champagne toast. These are rituals many of us enjoy. The goal here isn't to demand complete abstinence, but to foster a mindful and informed approach to alcohol when you are taking amlodipine. For our health, understanding this interaction is a piece of elderly wisdom that pays dividends. Alcohol, like amlodipine, is a vasodilator. That means it also causes your blood vessels to relax and widen. When you combine two substances that do the same thing, you risk an amplified and potentially dangerous effect. Drinking alcohol while amlodipine is in your system can cause your blood pressure to drop too low too quickly. This can lead to the same symptoms we discussed with the grapefruit interaction: dizziness, lightheadedness, a feeling of weakness, or even fainting. This risk is especially high in the hours immediately after you drink. Furthermore, the interaction is not always predictable. While a moderate amount of alcohol might initially lower blood pressure, heavy or binge drinking can have the opposite effect. It can trigger the release of stress hormones that constrict your blood vessels and cause a sharp, dangerous spike in blood pressure, completely defeating the purpose of your medication. This puts an immense strain on your heart and cardiovascular system. There's also the liver to consider. Your liver is the primary site where both alcohol and amlodipine are metabolized. Asking it to process both at the same time can be taxing, potentially affecting how efficiently the medication is managed by your body. So, what does a mindful approach look like on our Senior Wise journey? It starts with an honest conversation with your doctor. They can give you personalized advice based on your overall health profile. The general recommendation is strict moderation. For women, this typically means no more than 1 standard drink per day. For men, it's up to 2 standard drinks per day. And it's crucial to understand what a standard drink is. 12 ounces of regular beer, 5 ounces of wine, or 5 ounces of distilled spirits. It's smaller than many of us think. Beyond the numbers, timing matters. Try not to drink alcohol close to the time you take your amlodipine. Giving your body time to absorb and process the medication first is a wise strategy. Also, never drink on an empty stomach, as this can speed up the absorption of alcohol and intensify its effects. Always stay well hydrated with water. And perhaps most importantly, listen to your body. If you feel dizzy or off after drinking, that's a clear signal to cut back or stop. Explore the growing world of delicious non-alcoholic alternatives. Sparkling ciders, sophisticated mocktails, and non-alcoholic beers and wines have come a long way. Making these conscious choices is not about deprivation. It's about prioritizing your health so you can continue to enjoy a rich and full life health after 60s. It's one of the most important senior health tips we can share. Part 4: the over-the-counter conundrum. Navigating the pharmacy aisles. We've all been there. You wake up with a stuffy nose, a nagging cough, or the first tickle of seasonal allergies. Your first instinct is to head to the local pharmacy and grab a trusted over-the-counter OTC remedy to get some relief. It seems so simple and harmless. However, for those of us on amlodipine, this seemingly straightforward errand requires an extra layer of caution. The pharmacy aisle can be a minefield of ingredients that actively work against your blood pressure medication. The primary culprits are a class of drugs called decongestants. 2 of the most common are pseudoephedrine, often found behind the pharmacy counter, and phenylephrine, common in many cold and flu multi-symptom formulas. These drugs work by constricting the blood vessels in your nasal passages, which reduces swelling and helps you breathe more easily. But here's the problem. They don't just constrict the blood vessels in your nose. They have a systemic effect, meaning they can constrict blood vessels throughout your entire body. This action is the polar opposite of what amlodipine is designed to do. Amlodipine works to relax and widen your blood vessels to lower pressure. Taking a decongestant is like starting a tug-of-war inside your cardiovascular system. Your prescription medication is pulling in one direction, widen, and the OTC remedy is pulling in the other, constrict. This internal battle can lead to a significant increase in your blood pressure and heart rate, placing you at a higher risk for a cardiovascular event. It completely undermines your treatment and puts your heart under unnecessary strain. It's not just decongestants. Some non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs, NSAIDs, like ibuprofen and naproxen, can also cause your body to retain sodium and water, which, as we learned earlier, can increase blood pressure and make amlodipine less effective. While occasional use might be fine for some, regular, long-term use for conditions like arthritis should be discussed with your doctor. This is where your pharmacist becomes your best friend and a key partner on your senior wise journey. They are a treasure trove of elderly wisdom and one of the most underutilized resources in our healthcare system. Before you buy any OTC product, walk up to the pharmacy counter and tell them, "I take amlodipine for high blood pressure. What is safe for me to use for a cold, allergies?" They can guide you to safer alternatives. For example, a simple saline nasal spray or a humidifier can help with congestion without affecting your blood pressure. Antihistamines like loratadine or cetirizine are generally considered safer for allergy symptoms than combination products that include a decongestant. Always read the active ingredients list on any package. Be your own advocate. This vigilance is one of the most essential senior health tips for anyone on long-term medication. Taking a few extra minutes to consult an expert or read a label can protect you from a dangerous interaction and ensure your life health after 60s remains on a steady, healthy course. Part 5. The Rhythm of Routine. The Unbreakable Rule of Consistency. Our final point is arguably the most fundamental, yet it's one that can sometimes slip in our busy lives. It's the unbreakable rule of consistency. Amlodipine is not a medication you take only when you feel your blood pressure is high. It's a maintenance medication that works by building up to a steady level in your bloodstream to provide continuous 24-hour control. Missing doses, or even more dangerously, stopping the medication abruptly, can send shock waves through your cardiovascular system. Think of your blood pressure as a gently flowing river, managed by the dam of your medication. Amlodipine keeps the floodgates perfectly positioned to maintain a calm, steady flow. When you skip a dose, it's like suddenly opening those gates wider. Your body, which has grown accustomed to the medication's help in keeping vessels relaxed, can experience a rebound effect. The vessels may constrict, and your blood pressure can surge to levels that are even higher than before you started the treatment. This is called rebound hypertension. A sudden, sharp increase in blood pressure is incredibly dangerous. It dramatically increases your immediate risk of a heart attack, a stroke, or other severe cardiac complications. Stopping the medication altogether without your doctor's supervision is even more perilous. Some people might feel tempted to stop if they feel fine, or if their blood pressure readings have been good for a while. They might think, "Oh, I'm cured." But high blood pressure is typically a chronic condition. Feeling good is a sign the medication is working, not that it's no longer needed. Abruptly stopping amlodipine is like removing the dam from the river entirely. The resulting pressure surge can be catastrophic. So, how do we master the rhythm of routine? This is where the practical side of our senior wise journey comes in. The key is to link taking your medication to an existing, non-negotiable daily habit. Do you have a cup of coffee first thing every morning? Put your pill bottle right next to the coffee maker. Do you brush your teeth at the same time every night? Place it by your toothbrush. This technique, called habit stacking, makes it automatic. A weekly pill organizer is an invaluable tool. At the beginning of each week, take 5 minutes to fill it. This simple ritual not only helps you remember to take your pill each day, but also allows you to see at a glance if you've already taken it. Preventing accidental double dosing. Set a ghostly alarm on your phone, your watch, or even an old-fashioned alarm clock. name the alarm, take BP meds, so there's no confusion. If you are traveling, plan ahead. Pack more medication than you think you'll need in case of delays. Always keep your medication in your carry-on bag, never in checked luggage. Consistency with your medication is the ultimate act of self-respect and a cornerstone of elderly wisdom. It's the daily commitment you make to a long, healthy, and vibrant life health after 60s. It's one of those senior health tips that forms the very foundation of successful treatment. And there we have it. 5 crucial pieces of wisdom to help you partner with your amlodipine for the best possible health outcomes. Let's quickly recap. Steer clear of grapefruit. Be a detective when it comes to salt. Approach alcohol with mindful moderation and treat over-the-counter drugs with caution. And embrace the powerful rhythm of consistency. Your health journey is uniquely yours, but you are not on it alone. The most important takeaway from our time together today is the power of partnership. Partnership with your doctor, your pharmacist, and with your own brilliant body. Ask questions. Be curious. Be your own best advocate. This is the heart of the Senior Wise journey. If you found this information helpful and empowering, please consider giving this video a like and sharing it with friends or family who could also benefit from this knowledge. And to make sure you don't miss any of our future episodes filled with tips for living your best life after 60, hit that subscribe button and ring the notification bell. Thank you for investing this time in yourself. Stay wise, stay healthy, and we'll see you next time.